Hey everyone, Dylan with the HD Perspective here. I thought I'd do a little video giving my thoughts on the new Tesla semi-truck. We had a few thoughts on it. I've been a mechanic for over 10 years now, working on tractor-trailer units predominantly, but also off-road equipment and, a lot of specialty equipment as well for the oil field. And by no means am I against Tesla or anything like that. Actually, I think anything that improves technology is a good thing. And, I'm always looking forward to the latest advancements in technology as we progress. I also, when Tesla first went public, I bought Tesla shares. And so I've actually made quite a bit of money off of it. I'm not really going to say how much, but, I probably sold too soon. But I'd be a little bit worried if I was a shareholder right now, mostly because Tesla doesn't make any money. They hemorrhage money quarter after quarter, and I don't know, they just destroy capital like it's no tomorrow. But anyways, I'm not really wanting to get into the financial side of things. I want to give my thoughts on the new truck. From what we know anyways, there's not a lot of information on it. So it's hard to say, but, they say it'll have a range of about 500 miles or 800 kilometers. Now, that could be good for some applications, but, in order to beat out a diesel truck, you have to be able to do all the things a diesel truck can do. And a diesel truck can go twice the distance on a tank of fuel easily. And they advertise that their charging times are around an hour. And normal truck, takes about 15 minutes to fuel up. And I watched Elon Musk's presentation when they announced this Tesla Semi, and he was saying that instead of, doing nothing, they can have time to take a break or whatever. Well, as far as I know, I have a professional driver's license. I don't really use it a lot other than to take trucks for test drives, but I deal with truck drivers all the time. And when they're at the truck stop, fueling up and everything, it's not really a time to sit and do nothing. There's paperwork to be done, clean your windows, your mirrors, check your lights, check over the unit, check your load. The time is useful, but most drivers get paid by the mile, and I'm not too sure how many are going to be willing to sit around for an hour while their truck charges and not make any money. Same with companies. If they're not moving freight, they're not making money. So it's a little different reality than, somebody who feels altruistic and wants to buy a green electric car, and they've got the spare money to do so, and whatever, it's fine. But trucks are there to make money, so there is that aspect of it, and people aren't just going to buy a Tesla truck because they want to feel good. From what I've seen, anyways, and with current technology, I don't think it's possible to charge that big of a battery pack in the amount of time that he's taking, unless he knows something that we don't, which may very well be, but I don't think so. There's a lot of people working on battery technology, and, it's improved dramatically in the last few years, but I still don't think it's there yet. Just the numbers are staggering. What kind of a truck or what kind of battery charging system you would need to charge that big of a battery pack in under an hour. So, I don't know, until we get some more information, it's hard to make a call one way or the other there, but that's kind of my thoughts on it. Another point he had was the acceleration times of a Tesla Semi. It was something like 0 to 60 times in 20 seconds with a full load of 80,000 pounds. I don't really think semi-trucks are that concerned about acceleration times. Mostly they're rolling down the road, going at a constant speed. And do you really want that kind of acceleration rate where your load's going to be shifting around and stuff like that? What I'd be more concerned of is braking times and braking distances. How well are those regenerative brakes going to compare to your traditional Jake brake? Another thing I noticed on the Tesla Semi is the central driving position, and I'm not so sure that that's kind of your ideal spot, especially, you get pulled over at the from DOT or at the weigh scale or whatever, you passing paperwork through the window. Not really that ideal. And then when you're backing, sometimes, it's nice to be able to see down right beside you. And I guess what goes along with that is I didn't see any mirrors on the truck. And I know he's got cameras and stuff like that, and there'll likely be screens on the inside and everything, but you still can't change camera views like you can glance at a mirror. At the company I currently work at, we tried putting cameras on trailers and stuff like that. We tried a few different setups. One was wireless, another one was wired. And we always had issues with communication with the wireless ones and the cameras not picking up on the monitor. And then we had a lot of ground issues and stuff with the wired systems. You know how it is. Trailers are out exposed to the elements. They're not really always that well maintained. Rust, corrosion, you name it, the road grime. It gets in there and wreaks havoc on electronics. So you kind of want to keep that stuff to a minimum. I'm not saying there's no way of doing it, but there's a lot more problems with them than with mirrors, which generally stay at the front of the truck and aren't exposed to all the road grime and everything that gets splashed up from the truck onto the trailer. So there's going to be some issues with that. How he's going to address them, I'm not sure, but I guess that remains to be seen. And what kind of goes along with having all the cameras is obviously you need screens in the cab. Now, I know a lot of drivers that cover up all the dash lights while they're driving at night because of the glare. And they like to be able to see better outside the vehicle than what's on the inside. They've even gone so far as to put black tape over all the little lights on the switches and indicator lamps and stuff like that, just so they don't have that distraction. I can't see a driver really liking having a big screen that's always kind of got that backlight to it, unless you can turn it off. But then again, you don't have your speedometer and your tach and all that kind of information. To me, it seems pretty obvious that the designers and the engineers at Tesla have very little to no experience with trucking, and they're just kind of jumping in with both feet without actually looking at what they're getting into. At the end of the day, trucking companies need to make money, and they do that by hauling loads. And the typical manufacturers like Kenworth, Peterbilt, International, Freightliner, whatever, Mercedes, they all have been at this game for a very long time, and they've got a lot of experience over those years. And so I'm not saying that somebody can't come in and disrupt them, but I think there's a good reason why we haven't seen electric trucks up until now. And the diesel engine is still, a very good and reliable source of power for trucks. Elon Musk says that he will guarantee the trucks for 1 million miles. I say good luck with that. You can guarantee anything, but if the company is hemorrhaging money quarter after quarter and year after year, eventually investors are going to lose patience and the company will go under, and the owners of the trucks will be left holding on to a truck that you can't get any parts for or service for. They say maintenance will be a lot less with these trucks. I'll believe it when I see it. I've seen a few other videos of mechanics that are worried that they won't be employed anymore because these trucks don't require any maintenance. But we all know if it's mechanical, if it's got moving parts, if it's got electronics on it, it's going to break. It'll be like the move from mechanical engines to electronically controlled engines. And there's a bit of a learning curve with it, but the only mechanics that are going to be out of work are the ones that aren't willing to adapt to the change and learn new systems. If you're smart and you can figure things out and you're willing to learn, I can't see there being any issue for mechanics anyways. The battery pack on these trucks is estimated costing anywhere between $100,000 and $200,000. So when the battery pack needs replacing after 1 million miles, if we take Elon's word for it, the truck is pretty much going to be worthless. Where a traditional truck, you can rebuild the engine for 30 to 40 grand after 1 million miles. to me, rebuildability is an important part of trucking. And if you just have a throwaway item truck, it's not really that good for the environment either. And how do you dispose of all these lithium-ion battery packs and everything like that? Hopefully, technology will improve and they'll come up with ways of recycling these batteries and everything. But right now, on a traditional truck, all you have to do is recycle scrap metal. And we're already set up for that, and they have lots of uses for it. One thing that I haven't heard much about is charging efficiency, and the best numbers I could find for lithium-ion batteries is that the efficiency rate is around 60%, so meaning that 60% of the electricity is actually used for charging, while 40% is wasted as heat. And you might point out that a diesel engine is only about 40% efficiency, but there's also losses when it comes to generation and transmission of the power. So I'm not really too sure if electricity would be that much more efficient than a diesel engine. Now, I know Musk has also said that he plans on powering all these charging stations with solar panels. Well, the best solar panels out there right now are 20% efficient, and that doesn't account for blowing snow, limited daylight hours in the wintertime, bad cloudy weather, and so forth. Also, to make that much electricity, how big of a solar panel are you going to need? Is there that much real estate available? I'm not too sure. At this point, it seems to me anyways that nobody's really sat down to figure out the math to see if this is viable. It may seem like I'm against electric trucks, but I really am not. Anything that advances technology further is good in my books, and this may be a step in the right direction. I just think that Tesla or any other company still has a long ways to go, and I'm not really sure if they've realized all the solutions to the various problems that electric trucks pose. It'll be interesting to see what kind of changes or improvements they can come up with in the next couple of years before this truck is released. And I look forward to a time when the technology is there that it could be a viable source of transportation. I could see electric trucks also being beneficial in certain roles, like maybe a garbage truck, short haul pickup and delivery work, maybe even metro buses and stuff like that. It could work, with the short ranges and the availability to charging stations. Even it might be better when there's lots of stop and go traffic involved. But I know that the diesel engine is still going to be with us for a long time yet. Anyways, these are just some of my thoughts on the new Tesla semi-truck. Oh, did I mention that it's ugly? Yeah, that thing's ugly. I'll leave a comment in the comment section below. Let me know what you think of the new Tesla semi-truck. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And we'll see you in the next video.